Well, hello, hello, and good morning. And how are you? My goodness, I can't believe I'm dressing like this in October. It's going to be like 83 degrees where I am today. So I am so excited. I love warm days. If you didn't get that, yes, I do love when it's warm and sunny. The cold days don't do much for me, but give me the heat any day. So, welcome to another Baby Talk, Read Time with Baby. Now, let's think a little bit about the things we've been talking about. I have been saying when you read to baby, you one, make neuronal or brain connections that will help the brain work with more power. Two, you help baby to understand literature or be literate in ways that are not done when you're just speaking. And three, you take baby to all kinds of cultures and words and experience when you read with baby. There's bonding. And most importantly, reading is so important to comprehension and learning. So read, read, read. So today, I am reading a book on one of the books in the genre of nonfiction. Now, we talked a little bit about fiction and nonfiction and realistic fiction and all of that stuff. So we're looking at nonfiction. A book that is nonfiction it's about things that are real, okay? Like animals, real animals existing in places and doing certain things, or real people. Like my story and autobiography would be a nonfiction book. So today we are reading a book that's called In the Deep Dark Forest. Since it's warm, let's go into the forest today and see what we find together. You're going to meet lots of animals and plants, things that are real that you will find in the forest, and then we're going to try to identify them. Front and back. Okay, of the book. In the Deep Dark Forest. Now bring baby close. Bring the family close and let's have a snuggle time together with a good book by Paul Humphrey. Illustrated by Carolyn Sars. In the Deep Dark Forest. Look, there is a forest. Are all the trees the same? See the trees over here? What does he say? No, some are tall and thin, and some are very full. Some have dark green leaves. So the first thing we found in the forest were different kinds of trees. This forest has oak, birch, maple, and spruce trees. Let's go into the forest and explore. You're going to be an explorer today. Look at all these acorns. What kind of trees will they become? Do you know? What does an acorn grow into? Yes, they will become oak trees. That's right. But it takes over, get this, listen up. It takes over 100 years for a tiny acorn to become an oak tree as big as this one. Lots of patience and growing, isn't it? That's what we do when we read. We grow. Look at this seed. It comes from the maple tree. Look at this seed. Looks like a butterfly, doesn't it? It looks like a seed with wings. Maple seeds will fly if you throw them in the air. They must have wings so they can fly away from the mother tree. Then they will grow into new trees. So do trees grow from seeds? Yes, they do. Here's a group of spruce trees. Look at all the pine cones on the ground. The seeds are hidden right inside. This is the pine cone. See, pine cone. What's that mound of pine needles over there? Right here. That's a wood ant's nest. Look closely and you'll see that the whole nest is busy with ants working. Look, it looks as if the whole surface of the nest is moving. Yes, we can find ants in the forest, and they are very, very good workers. Many different animals and plants make their homes in the forest. Look up there. Can you see the crow building its nest right up there? What's the funny stuff growing out of this tree stump? That's called fungus. A fungus is a plant that grows on dead wood. Don't touch it. It might be poisonous. Let's see what else we find in the forest. Hey, what made these holes in the dead bark? Branch. See those holes? It was probably a woodpecker looking for grubs and beetles to eat. There's the woodpecker. So we found a woodpecker also in the forest. We found various trees. So far we have found the ants, and now we're finding the woodpecker as animals. Look at all the wild flowers growing in the forest. Let's turn over the dead log and see what's underneath. Yuck! It's crawling with sow bugs and worms and slugs. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. All these creatures are very important. They eat dead wood. Look at this muddy place. What kind of animal have been here? I can see their tracks. These look like deer tracks, fox tracks, and tiny mouse tracks. Look, here's the mouse peeking out of the hole. So we found a mouse, we found a fox, and we haven't seen a deer yet, but we have seen, oh, there's the deer right up there. Yes, he is. We have found lots of animals so far living in the forest. Let's keep going, see what else we find. Now we're going to get near to a clearing. Creep very quietly and see what you can see. Look, it's a deer and a little fawn. Yes, a baby deer is called a fawn. Can you see the color of their fur? That helps them to camouflage. Yes, their fur look brown like the grass, like the dead grass and the tree trunks, so they can camouflage. The deer must have heard us and ran away. Let's see what else there is in the clearing. I can see butterflies and bees. I bet they're visiting the flowers to collect pollen and nectar. That's right. And look, there's a foxhole. Do you know what a fox nest is called? Do you? It is called a den. Yes, it is called a den. There is the bee, and there is the butterfly, and there is the foxhole. Yes, the fox live in a den. Oh, this forest is full of life and entertainment. Look, something is running along that high branch. It's a squirrel. Oh my goodness, yes, and it's looking for food. It likes to eat the tender new buds on trees. If you look high in the trees, you might see its nest. This is a fun book. Yes, now here's something interesting. Look at those little balls of bones, feathers, and fur on the ground. What are they? Right here. You know what they are? Some people like to say yuck. They are actually pellets. The owl swallows its prey whole, then it brings it up in bones, feathers, and fur from its stomach and spits them out in pellets like these. There's the owl. We saw many plants and animals on our walk through the deep, dark forest. How many can you remember? The answers are on the last page, but don't look until you have tried naming everything. There's the deer, you saw some ants, there's the mouse, there's a beetle, your butterfly, there's the crow, there's the owl, there's the fox, there is a woodpecker, there is a squirrel, yes, and trees and leaves and flowers. The end. Now, this was a book about information, a non-fiction book. Start introducing your child to books about things that are existence in real life, and let them learn the names of animals and trees and explore so that they can build their vocabulary and their exposure to the things in nature. Take them outdoors and have them put their hands in the soil and feel the earthworm and get connected to nature. I am so happy you joined me this morning. It was a pleasure having you today. And I encourage you to look for books this week that are non-fiction books and read so that we can create the next generation of successful children. This is Dr. Yonet saying have a fantastic reading day.